Alright, how's it going, folks? This is another YouTube show, Kuhls Comic Book Basement. And I'm your host, Jason Kuhl, and you best believe I'm as cool as my last name. So yeah, today I'm going to show you why being a comic collector is such a good idea. It's always a good investment because, you know, this box, see this box right here? I got this, you know, for really cheap from a good friend of mine. And you just can't do that with other things that you collect. You know, you can't go to a garage sale, you know, if you collect, let's say you collect like shoes, or let's say you collect coins, you know. It's, you know, you can't even find stuff like, you just can't walk into a garage sale or be like, hey, I got all these, really cool stuff and shoes in the back, and I know you collect them, or coins in the back, you know. Usually you have to like pay out the money for that kind of stuff, you know. But something like, you know, simple as comic books, you can really, you know, not pay that much and really get a good deal and do what you want with them, you know, sell them and try to double your money or whatever. And I got this fat stack right here. Just in it we got really old. This is back when comic books were 25 cents. Werewolf by Night. This is a Marvel comics group. Marvel comic groups is something they did, you know, just to, you know, to throw in different kind of books, you know. This is, you know, that's what they were doing back then. And that's Werewolf by Night. Because back then they took all the icon monsters and put them in comic books. And this is the werewolf. I got the first issue of Star Trek The Next Generation, which is a pretty good series. And I got this crossover of Hulk, and that's this is the battle. He's battling some. I'm not familiar with the crossover, so I'm not sure. But this guy right here, he's from a different company, and it's a crossover. Crossover, they take a different comic book company, and they fight each other and see what happened when they fought. You know, because that's a big topic in the comic book stores. What if, you know, Hulk went against Superman? Who would win? You know, and that's what a crossover is. So I'm not familiar with pumping comics, but that guy looks pretty dangerous, so Hulk may have a hard time. And then we got, this is, oh yeah, we was talking last week, this is the ultimate universe, and this is Ultimate Extinction, when a whole bunch of stuff is happening and a lot of heroes in this series dies, like Wolverine, Magneto, and their version of Deadpool. And this is it right here. This pretty much starts the whole Galactus aftermath that's happening right now. And there's another cover right there of Ultimate Extinction. Oh yeah, and this is the Tomb of Dracula, number 41. This is the second appearance of Blade. If you guys, you know, Wesley Snipes vampire movie, Blade, this is where he came from. This is the second appearance. Now, the only thing better than the second appearance is the first appearance. So yeah, this is a pretty good book. I flipped through it. Blade looks awesome. And he's got these huge sunglasses on. And yeah. Alright, and then there's there's the Iron Fist. Iron Fist, martial arts. He also teams up with Luke Cage, and they form a team called Heroes for Hire. But this is his solo comic that went for 25 cents, and I think that's a Ninja Hand Clan, the Hand Clan, right there. You know, so this looks like a really good read. It's all really good books, and I also got in here like I got Transformers series, the whole series during the original cartoon, and I got a whole bunch of old Hulk in here, Iron Man. There's a whole bunch of old goodies that I got for, half the price. And you just can't do that with a lot of other collections. You just can't go walk up in a garage sale or find someone who has a whole bunch of shoes in his back of his car. That's why comic collecting is just a beautiful thing. So, alright. When we're back, we'll be at Newcastle Comics and we're going to do World's Stupidest Superheroes. So, and I'll be with Paul and Chris. You all know Chris when he was on a Halloween special. He's the Dungeon Master. And he talked about that Stephen King book. So, we'll be with them in a minute and we'll see what they think about who's the world's dumbest superheroes. So, alright, well stay tuned and I'll be Newcastle's Two Shakes and a Dark Tale. Alright, see you in a minute.
Alright, well, it's going.
Alright, it's going. Alright, so we're here at Newcastle Comics. I'm here with everyone's favorite clerk here, Paul. And Chris, who's the Dungeon Master, and you've seen him in my Halloween special. And today we're going to do a thing called World's Dumbest Superheroes. Now, on the earlier issue, you saw Galvin, he was talking about how he hates Flash and he thinks nothing works with Flash. So we're going to, elaborate on that. Since I'm going to state the obvious, I'm going to go first, and then they're going to, walk our way down to Chris, and he's got a shocker for you. So, alright. So, world's stupidest superhero. The leader, Cyclops from the X-Men. If you're all like, what? What are you talking about? Let me explain. The only time Cyclops does anything except boss everyone around is when anyone needs a psychic blast. If anyone needs a psychic blast, they'd be fighting the Brotherhood, and they'd be like, and Cyclops would be like, hey, do you guys need anything? You need me to shoot? And he's like, no, we don't need a psychic blast yet, Cyclops. You just stand there and start bossing everyone around like you always do. Oh, okay. Oh, how about now? You're like, no, we don't need anything really now. You know what? We need a hole in that wall. Can you blow a hole in that wall? Okay, well there goes Sabretooth. I'll make him go through the wall. Good. Well, we just need a hole in the wall. So you go ahead and try to do that. Oh, well, I missed Sabretooth, but there's a hole in the wall. Oh, great. Wolverine's got Sabretooth. Okay, let's go in there and do the mission. Oh, okay. Well, Kitty, don't forget the fake was you left and, hit with your right. Okay, so, and then he doesn't do anything. I don't even know why Sabretooth doesn't step to the left and I find him and just cut off his head. He couldn't slit his throat because he just and shoot everybody with his laser. So, yeah, I don't know why that guy ain't dead yet. So, yeah, he's a dumbass. Your turn.
So lead into my dumbest superhero, Wolverine. He's cool when you're 10, kind of like your older brother that gets you beer and buys you porno. But then you realize Wolverine's just a guy that's almost 200 years old that still can't hold his life together. Can't hold down a job. Can't not be a murderous asshole.
He doesn't need a job. He lives at the school.
Let the man have his peace.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, he lives at a school. He's 200 years old and doesn't have his own house. He has one bedroom in a school dormitory. That's a little creepy for a man of his age and stature, and given his proclivities for taking young women. It's also a little bit like letting the wolf guard the sheep. Like Edward from Twilight.
Oh my god.
Holy crap, dude! Wolverine is Edward from Twilight!
Oh my god!
Except with a little bit more of a sense of humor.
You guys are crumbling my childhood as I know it.
Wait till you get to me.
I know.
The simple fact that Wolverine so continuously ropes the entire group of X-Men into helping him with his crap. Oh, I need to go fight the 18th Doctor that apparently had something to do with me being part of Weapon X, even though I actually chose to be part of it. Hey guys, you want to come and help me? Oh, you need me to do something?
He's dead now because Deadpool killed him.
I'm with the Avengers now this week. I can't help you fight the Sentinels.
Spoiler
Sorry,
alert.
guys. Wolverine just isn't that cool once you've seen a lot of the other comic book characters out there that have that thing called, gosh, what is that? Depth. That's right.
So what you're saying?
Depth.
So what you're saying? You read one Wolverine comic, you read them all.
Yeah. He doesn't offer much.
Yeah, but
yes, he's cool when you're 14. You get to watch him hack people up, and it's just so fun to watch him in a bar. But when you start getting up there in your years, you realize Wolverine's just an emotionally arrested 15-year-old that's still
He's the sad
harping on
Bruce
daddy
Willis.
issues.
He's the sad Bruce Willis from Die Hard.
Yes.
John McClane. Okay. Well, I see where you're going there. I still think Wolverine's still awesome, because I always will be 14, I guess.
Also, one more thing. What the hell is up with him wearing a mask? Everyone knows the mutant with 6 slicey claws that you just can't kill is Wolverine. Who's he trying to hide from? Everyone knows who he is.
It could be his son.
What?
His son has 2 claws! Oh, well.
Every one of his kids knew who he was until he murdered them.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that he murdered every one of his children.
It looks cool because it keeps his hair in place. It keeps his hair in place.
Yes, murdering your kids is so cool.
No, I'm talking about his mask. His hair.
All right. Am I actually in the camera, or am I in the?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So can I have my bit?
Yeah.
All right. So
go ahead.
Let me tell you who the dumbest hero really is. Okay, because we've gone with people who no depth and no real actual character uniqueness with the Flash. I'm going to tell you that the Batman is the dumbest character.
Blasphemy!
Now here's why the Batman is the dumbest character. You guys are complaining about a lack of depth, okay? The Batman has too much depth. And that depth goes in too many directions. Batman is a sit-in for characters in DC that should already be there. Let's face it. At times, he's been Tony Stark, okay? His need to make big mechanical
Tony
things
Stark
and
is
protect
Batman.
people. Okay, we're not even going to get started on that.
Okay.
My point is everybody has a different view of who Batman is. Some people think he's the Detective Comics Batman. Some people seeing him as the Dark Knight, the Frank Miller Batman, the one that actually is like more of a a noir detective, and even more of just a Nick Fury type character. And then there's the Justice League Batman, who's a super genius and has all this money and basically is close to being a villain. And there's no real reconciling these 3 different Batmans. I mean, you could put the 3 of them in a room, and they would not get along at all. The Detective Batman, the one that actually has Robin as a sidekick, and patrols the streets at night, has no relation at all to the Batman in Justice League, who created an entire army of robots and uses technology to save the world. That's not the same character, but yet everybody writes in one of those 3 modes. So every one of those character versions gets developed into all these directions. And so by the end of them being developed in these different directions, you've got different characters. They're just, and no one's fixed that. No one in DC has actually said, Batman's got an identity crisis we should fix. No one's done that.
No one does that with Moon Knight.
Yeah, but Moon Knight's supposed to be schizophrenic.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is Moon Knight is crazy.
Well,
Batman's crazy, but in the wrong way. I mean, I'm not talking about like
he's Frank Castle crazy.
I don't think he's like mentally deranged. I'm talking about writing. I'm talking about he is a pliable character that is not written consistently through each of his books. I mean, all you have to do is look at the books that were on shelves like 10 years ago. Books like The Dark Knight compared to Grant Morrison's Justice League. Totally different kind of character. Some people would say, well, that's great because that makes him flexible. What that really does is it basically makes the Batman name totally pointless. I mean, you just slap that name on a guy in a cape with a cowl with the symbol on his chest, and he's Batman. There's really nothing to define the character. Even his alter ego, Bruce Wayne, has no color whatsoever. Some would say on purpose. I think that's a little BS. You could have really developed Bruce Wayne in interesting ways, and yet they've never bothered to do so.
He's a playboy.
Yeah, well, so is Booster Gold, and he's still interesting.
Okay, well, you got some good points, Chris. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to send me a lot of hate me on it now, but, we all have our opinions, and, he has a lot of good points. I'd like to also throw in something I forgot that I was going to throw in earlier. Not only Cyclops can't, do anything but shoot things, he has no...
Now hold on here. You're getting post-interview factoids, because we should be allowed to have our last say if you get one.
Go ahead. Oh, you can have your last say.
Go on. What you say?
Okay. Freaking, how the Duck can beat him to 50 cups? I mean, come on. The guy cannot fight at all. How the Duck just jump on his back, like, grab a pan, bing, and then that's it. So, alright, your last say.
See, what is there else to say about Wolverine?
I think he's losing his powers.
Yeah,
there's a great little what?
Every little side villain that comes up in Marvel can either kidnap him, like the crazy doctor from Jason Aaron's Weapon X series, who really doesn't have any superpowers or unlimited resources to trap a supposedly unkillable, undestroyable metal-bonded super soldier, still kept him confined in some shitty rundown house in Brooklyn. He's lost his powers again for the 80th time. This guy... I'm back to my argument that he's like your older brother that still can't hold his life together. Because guess what? Wolverine's still going to be crashing on that couch in Xavier's mansion in 50 years. Sure, he'll still look like he's 30, but it's even creepier.
And so, for my final word, I'm gonna go to the movies, which obviously a lot of people are very into, and tell you why the Batman character in the movies. All you have to do is just watch the next Batman-Superman movie and compare that version of Batman to the version from Nolan's trilogy. Because I'll tell you right now...
You mean a Batman that can take down Superman?
Yeah, exactly. That is not the Batman that is in the comic books or in the first three movies, okay?
Right.
He's going to develop some kind of wild, crazy Batman gear. I mean, hell, the third movie has the Bat-Jet. Like, could you picture that being in the first, or even like the original Batman movies? No. Batman escalates, and always in the wrong way. Rather than escalating him in a personal way, they escalate him in an absurd way. He turns into an old glorified action figure, basically. Which is pretty much the entirety of superheroes, is glorified action figures.
Yeah, well, that's why we keep them coming back. They always find a way to draw us back in. So, alright, well, that's, I hope you enjoyed this nerd circle of words dumbest superheroes.
Nerd circle.
What else do you want to call it?
Oh, nerd circle, though.
Okay, I'm sorry, comic circle.
Nerd lineup?
Yeah, thank you, exactly.
Nerd lineup. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
there you go,
I'll
nerd
form
lineup.
a
That's
line.
much better. Like, we should be holding cards and being like...
Well, alright. So, I hope you enjoyed this, this big, world's dumbest superheroes. Now, I guess, next week, maybe we can do Who's the Coolest. I don't know. I do this, as every Wednesday comes along, I figure out what I'm going to do. I just wing it, boys and girls. So, see you in the basement in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. Alright, so, we got, it's a short list this week. But, this is today's week. This is my weekly right here. First off is the Thunderbolts. Now this series, the Thunderbolts, has always been flying off the shelf. I think it's probably the most popular, just because who is on the team, and like some people are like they're not buying how Punisher is on their team because Punisher's a loner. But all these people are putting are loners, but Punisher really doesn't care if he's teaming up with people. He just, because that just makes his job easier to blow bad guys away. He just, as long as they don't get in his way, he really doesn't care who he teams up with. And as long as it just makes his job easier, it's fine with him. That's why I think he works really good with the Thunderbolts. And like my boy Paul, every Wednesday from now on, he's gonna, doodle me something. That's Deadpool right there. He's saying, shoulder pads, bleep, shoulder pads. And there's an inside joke. Basically, we're making fun of Paul because he has trouble drawing shoulder pads. So that's what Deadpool is complaining about. That his shoulder pads look like crap or something. So, that's Thunderbolts. Oh! And this is the conclusion of them taking out the Puerto Rico family, which is Frank Castle's idea. And it's a little funny. This is a big spoiler, so cover your ears, everybody, if you don't want to hear. This whole time, Deadpool went to go get pizza, and he's eating pizza while they're killing hundreds of mobsters. But Deadpool always has a plan, even though he doesn't share it with everybody. Turns out, because the Peregrinos escaped, the safe house, and it turns out the pizza place that he was at was the Peregrinos' pizza place. he's just like, I wonder why I'm here. This pizza is okay, but what drew me to this place? And he looks over and there's their pictures on the wall. He's like, oh yeah. And then there they are right there. And so he just shoots them all dead. And like, Punisher's like, I took years trying to find these people, and you just went up on them in a pizza parlor? And he's like, you're welcome. And Punisher's like, well, dead's dead. And so they're going to, I guess next issue, they're going to draw the name out of the hat and see who decides the next mission is. So, that's that. That's the good one. Now we got Cable and the X-Force. This is one I picked up for a minute and then dropped and then picked back up. Because now they got really big guns in their covers, so I started picking back up. It's basically a team of, right now, Domino, Cable, his half-sister Hope, and who's now also the new Phoenix, and Forge, and two other new characters I'm not that familiar with. But yeah, Forge is not, if you don't read comic books, you don't might know, Forge is an X-Men, and he has a mutant ability to communicate with technology, and control technology, and just basically his power is, technology. He's basically a human version of R2-D2, because R2-D2 in Star Wars always, would communicate with technology and the computers and all that. And so, yeah, this is a good one, and they're just trying to save the past and the future. Blah, 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 yakety smackety. Alright, that's a good one, though. There's a lot of action scenes and blowing up stuff. It's really cool. This is the first Superior Spider-Man annual. And annual is a comic book that would cost a little bit more because it's longer and it's just a side story that's not connected to the series story. But and sometimes it could tie in, sometimes it won't. It's just a special story and it's extra long. And this is the first Superior Spider-Man annual where the vampire known as Blackout, who's usually a Ghost Rider villain, he kidnaps Aunt May, and like Dr. Octavius is going pretty keen to Aunt May and all that, even though they even show a flashback where Dr. Octavius asked Dr. Octavius almost tricked Aunt May into marrying him, which is true, actually really did happen. And then Spider-Man stopped them from getting married. And it's like I jumped. And now we got the conclusion of the Batman and Two-Face team up, where they're trying to free this girl who was kind of like, she was pretty much, they need her. I don't know why they need her, but anyways, she was framed and she was put in this jail cell with all these guys, and Batman, he dresses up as his other alter ego, which is Matchsticks Malone. Matchsticks Malone is his thug alter ego, where he, pretends he's this gangster who has in Matchsticks Malone, even though it's not a real person, somehow has his own, thugs that follow him, and stuff. And, he's called Matchsticks Malone because he does stuff with matches all the time, and he has a match in his mouth. And I really like this alter ego of Bruce Wayne. And he helps get this lady out of the jail, and I don't know what they have in store for her, but, Two-Face, he helps break her out by pouring acid, all over, the ceiling. And it even gets on the bat signal, and this is a good read. Now, here we go. Samurai Jack. Now, this is a variant that costs, the cover costs like $10. It's a $10 comic because of the cover. I told you about the variants. This is Samurai Jack, based on the Cartoon Network TV show, Samurai Jack. I will read you the intro they do in each cartoon. This is, long ago in distant land, I are cool, shape-shifting, massive, all darkness and evil, unleash unspeakable evil, but a foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword step forth to oppose me. But before he can strike the final blow, I open up a time portal and I force him through time where to the future where my evil is law. Now the fool strikes and seeks to return to the past to undo what is cool. And then it goes, Jack, Samurai Jack, back to the past and over again. Jack, 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 Jack. That's how the whole song goes. Just Jack, Samurai Jack, over the past and over again. So yeah, go if you want to check out his cartoon, go ahead. It's on Netflix. It's a really good TV series. And then this one, he comes across two twin cats. They're named that and this. So, and he battles them, and it's a really good story. And you know, and he also comes across magical artifacts in all his quests. So this is a really good read. All right. Yes, last week, 2 weeks ago, we talked about this. This is number 0, Harley Quinn. Now, let me check this out. This is just basically, it's just short stories, and they're just making, you know, jokes, and she's like, basically making everyone know that she knows about all these writers. They got all these writers and artists listed, and they're just really short, funny stories, and like, oh wow, like Darwin, Bricklin, Colin. Oh yeah, you draw me a lot better than the other guy. And she makes references to people who draw her better, and like, oh, you write me better, I like you. Like, what if I was a comic book? So this is like, you know, intro to her new series. And so the next issue would be her, you know, shooting up old Gotham City, and it's going to be the new series, and it's going to be awesome. Harley Quinn is, just like most people, is everyone's favorite sidekick. Just like everyone's favorite villain, the Joker, her origin is really awesome. Everyone loves his sidekick. Harley Quinn, like I said, was his psychiatrist, and he played mind games with her and made him fall in love with him, and she broke him out of Arkham Asylum for the first time, and now she's got her own series. I can't wait. A lot of people can't wait for this to pop off, and so look for it. It's really awesome. So, alright. That's all we got for tonight. So, catch us next week when we do World's Coolest and Best Superheroes. And I'll have Chris and Paul with me again next week. Alright, until then, I'm Jason Cool. This is Cool's Comic Book Basement. And that's what's up.